What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by
Travis
and Jacob Johnson.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. If you like the content, go to patreon.com/TCU University. So, topic 2 of the week is going to be, we just got an update for the LGR. This is has been a
year?
I almost said April of 2017 because that's like the first date that I saw on the thing. But no, it's applied right now. Eventually, James Stevens is gonna be writing some scripts for TLDR on what this update means and the change to the LGR. He's gonna give like a full, really deep dive breakdown. So look for that video in the future. We have not recorded or edited that, but it's gonna happen. And the biggest thing that I want to talk about is like the big changes. We're going to break it up into 2 topics, and we're going to talk about the rules changes in one topic, and we're going to talk about the tournament changes in another. There's a small asterisk, there's a little bleed over, but that's okay. The first thing that they jump off with is decklist errors. They are changing up how stringent they are on decklist errors. Did you guys know the old rules for decklist errors?
Yes.
No.
So the old rules for decklist errors were you were disqualified. You're just out.
Straight up. If you did anything wrong, you're out.
So
fantastic.
That's why they always told you to take a picture of it, yada yada yada.
Yeah, it was, people were tired of clerical accounting errors, and the point was to catch actual cheating. The point was to make sure that you are not trying to add cards or take out cards or whatever. But I remember Jesse Cervini 2 years ago at Nationals was playing Sakura, I believe. He was playing this really cool Sakura deck. I can't remember what the kill combo was. I digress. He put /man in his attacks as opposed to /claw. They found it round 4. He was disqualified. Just right then and there.
That's really dumb.
He did not mean to write /man. Obviously, it is a slip of the pen. And he wasn't doing it maliciously. Out. Gone. So now they've changed how it works. It is going to be a DQ if the player presently has an illegal deck. So they'll just take out that card. That's not a card on your deck anymore. You can't play for the rest of the event. And if you don't have a legal deck, then if it's not a 60+ character, we have to disqualify you.
So if you're gonna play a 59+ character deck,
you better fucking make sure.
you better fucking make sure you make your deck list right.
Or just play 60.
Yeah, now you're saying I can make 67 and just like put 4 extra random cards on my deck?
You get a game loss every round of top cuts.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, it's still pretty much DQ'd, but you do have a chance.
Just outskill him.
The player may still sideboard during rounds after. So you go into top cuts, your deck list is wrong. You get your game loss. You go to game 2, you start siding.
They said like if you can, so when you go from, say you had like 59 in a character and then 8 card sideboard, and 2 of your cards you messed up on, say, I think they said you can like run sideboard cards in your main board or something.
You can put in cards from your sideboard to
in your main board to fill the spots.
Yeah.
You just can't play with a sideboard after that.
Yep.
So
because your sideboard's no longer 8 cards.
Yeah.
Correct.
So there's
which
that,
then your
like,
deck list is wrong. You're gonna get a second loss during top cuts and you're out.
Nutty.
Double jeopardy, dude.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. How do you like the rules? Good change, bad change?
Good change.
It's a good change because it's possible for you to still win if random error is occurred.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It might still be a little bit too much, but we'll just see how it plays out.
What do other card games do? For decklist errors?
So most of them is just a loss in the first round of tops, not the whole thing.
Not the whole thing?
Yeah. But
what do you think?
I think they're good because I think with our previous rules that we had, so like let's say you're like a newer player and you're going to your first event, you're going to be a lot more likely to fuck up your deck list because you're nervous. Like,
and you've never done it before.
Yeah, you've never done it before. You're nervous. You're at your first event. You're around a bunch of random people you probably don't know. So it's like...
If you are, come say hi.
Yeah, obviously. We're nice people, I swear.
I love talking to people.
What does it say?
Travis loves men.
Okay, all right, that's fine, I guess.
Okay, edit that out.
No, absolutely not. That's extra work. The biggest, I love this rule. I think it is just strict enough. I think it punishes you adequately. Just don't mess up your deck list. I can still say that. I had to say it last format when it was an instant DQ, and I can still say it now, as opposed to maybe you shouldn't mess up your deck list. It's, hey, don't mess this up. You're going to be at a significant disadvantage playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do you not get to go first in top cuts, could you imagine lower seeding? Could you? Not only do you not get to go first, which we'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
No, you would probably still get to go first because you have a game loss, so you'd get.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
You gotta choose.
But yeah, you lost the first one. I did it. Yeah, that's insane. But I like the fact that like there's some filter of, hey, you messed up, your deck's not quite legal. Let's throw some sideboard in.
Based off your opponent going first, anyways, I think you could easily just still win the tournament.
Yeah, totally. Easy enough.
You just give him a win in the first game because you're gonna lose anyways.
Right.
Hope you win.
Yeah, just 2-0 him because that doesn't make sense.
Oh man,
I love the change. I love it.
I do too.
The next big point that they made, and I instantly lost my page, was the mulligan rule, correct?
Mulligans.
This is Discord has blown up. We have made a video. I believe that Rockford CCG, shout outs, go like their YouTube page and their Patreon. They have a Patreon. That's cool too. It's pretty cool. Have made a video all about the mulligans and what we're going to do and different options that Jasko can take. Jasko is currently testing different mulligan options, but they have decided that they are not doing anything too significant yet. I'm excited for mulligan changes. I think it will breathe life into going second, especially with how aggressive everything is.
Mm-hmm.
Most card games have some type of benefit for going second.
Yes.
Like
you don't draw, or you do draw, or yada yada.
Magic, you get a free mulligan. I think no, that's not a thing anymore. Now you get a scry, right? If you mulligan.
Yes.
Both players, though.
Yeah, but like you get a draw card going second in Magic, so that's a benefit.
Yeah.
We don't get to do that in UFS.
We get the review.
Yeah, but that's not increasing your hand size by 1. That's maybe getting a better card than what you had before.
It's like it increases it by half a hand size. You're a 6.5 hander now instead of a true 7. You get to cycle. I'm saying whatever. A different topic. We had a whole show where me and Tyler got into it about the fact that missile launchers should be banned.
That was pretty hilarious, by the way.
After that, we've got some updates on the LGR, and like the biggest things that I can remember is the Akuma and how Akuma 2 interacts with the block step. Under the new rules, when Akuma flips his attack, your opponent will not be able to respond with effects on their blocks because the attack will have already been aborted. The rules have been changed in order to have more clarity with how the block step works. This sucks. It
makes Akuma real good.
This is real shitty for anybody not playing Akuma.
Yep.
This is real cool if you're Akuma. This says prepare to fight, definitely doesn't work. This says stop, definitely doesn't work. This says skull barrier, Spragueo, those cards don't work.
Well, they'll still stay in your card pool, but you don't get a reversal.
You do not get a reversal, correct.
So skull barrier will stay, so you can kick
But what I'm saying is I don't get an extra 3 free damage against Akuma where it might be necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some real craziness happening because of how they designed Akuma and how he works, which is cool, which is interesting. And it's actually really, really cool because that's how the void symbol works on his character. Is they added a card to the card pool and nothing happened. You blocked for free, but you discarded a card to do so. And I think that's actually kind of cool. As much as I don't like Akuma, because
it's not cool because it's impossible to block this character.
Well, yes,
but
I really dislike this change. Like I already disliked Akuma before, and now I somehow dislike him more.
I think Akuma would be fine if you're still allowed to pass the block.
If you were actually allowed to do things on the block, yeah.
We've got once per enhanced steps clarified. With saying like if they're negated, what do you get to do? Do you get to do it again?
And you don't.
The answer is no. You do not get to do that.
Yeah. Cost is activating once per turn.
Correct. The functionality on future poolside date. So the way that the card works is if you've got a future poolside date, you can activate the effect to gain 2. If you discard a card and then add that card to your momentum because it doesn't have a block, you can then activate to gain 2 one more time because the game doesn't remember the poolside date was what it was.
Yeah.
And we have a rule in the game now that actually says that that's how it works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although that's what I was doing at the Collinsville PTC and nobody ever called me on it, so I guess
I mean,
we-
but when
we
we get
got
to the
away
Dr.
with it.
Wiley rule, I mean, come on.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Now that's hype.
The next one is cards that have restrictions
Oh yeah, this
are
is cool.
now playable, are now forever on the card. So the examples they gave was Shokin has stun 2 on it, even though it is a Sakura stun 2. You're just not allowed to use that ability because you do not fit the requirements. It is on the card. It is a stun attack. You're just not allowed to use the enhance. It's almost like combo. Almost like combo.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Deadlock though. If it
Yes.
has Deadlock X or thing like powerful or whatever, it
Reversal
has
is a big one.
those. Yeah, reversal's a huge one. It has those things, but it just can't activate until they're at the requirement.
Yep.
We've got Glacial Assault and other face down cards do not trigger. That was nowhere in the rules before, but now it is. So if you blow something up with a Glacial Assault or you blow, I don't know, premeditated attack, you don't get to trigger those cards if they were face down. The game does not recognize as they're going. And then there's just a bunch of phrasing and we have formally defined what sealing a card is. So Donovan 1 dot now seals the foundations as opposed to take the text away. Anything that is remotely close to those words of that doesn't have that ability anymore, it's now sealed. Which is a question I have for Evil Imposter, right? Is that the Hikaru card?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a card. I don't know if that's sealed now. I need to ask. Write that down for me.
It says loses all non-keyword abilities, right?
Okay, so it's not sealed then.
Yeah, it's
There's
not
no way it's sealed. Okay,
No,
cool. Thanks, Travis, for coming in clutch. There you go. I got learned. I love rules changes. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I think whatever we can do to clear up the LGR and make it cleaner, more accessible for new players and explaining things and stop having hand waves and let's get rid of the jank. I think it's good. I think it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's nice to have clarity on these things.
Totally. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, I just let people tell me what's in the LGR though. Most of the time.
Hey, I mean that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yep. Very true.
That's what I have James for. It's like he's like my big
Yep.
nerd.
He knows that whole thing.
The LGR nerd.
I'm just gonna scroll through this and oh, this is different. Ooh, how exciting. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this episode to a close. We're gonna move on to topic 3.